Welcome to Learning Bites, short bites of information you get to apply immediately. We're looking at drive sales culture, and so what we're focusing on is the most important part of any business. The part where you start to make the decisions around why do you exist, who will you sell to, how will you sell to them, which people will you bring around you, all these decisions that ultimately create your business. Please do not fall into the trap of making snap decisions, because it's those snap decisions that we make quickly that we get to regret over a long period of time. Having decided why you exist, it then becomes incredibly important to make sure that you have alignment within your team, within your suppliers, within the culture that you're going to form. So when we start talking about alignment and making decisions around that, once you know why you exist, once you're very clear on the larger purpose for your organization, we then want to start to think about, well, how then will the product that we're selling, the service that we're offering, align with that purpose that we have for being? And with that also then comes this very important factor around how will we behave. We covered this off earlier around that culture is the way we do things around here. So as you start to come to this, one of the questions we're going to be unpacking in this session and the next one is, what are the key non-negotiable fundamental ways of being that you need to have and that the people you attract around you need to have if you're going to achieve this reason that you have for being, this purpose that you have. And so as you start to think about that, I encourage you to think about your values in perhaps a very different way for you. And this once again comes from Patrick Lencioni's book, The Advantage. He talked about having 3 layers, if you like, of values. There's the core values. There are only ever 3 to 5 core values. They are non-negotiable. You never break them. If it costs you money, you would uphold them. Then there is the values that you aspire to. So these are the values that are really important to you and you wish you did them all the time, but you don't. And oftentimes businesses will put these values up on the wall, and then the team look and go, ugh, we don't do that around here. And so you suddenly are not living your values. So we have what we call aspirational values. They're important and we aspire to them. And then he had what he called the right to play values. We call them qualifying values. You need to have these to be on the team. If you went to an accountant firm and they said, we value honesty and attention to detail, you'd go, well, duh, obvious, you're an accountant. You have to have those things. If you don't have those, you can't be an accountant. So there's some values which you must fundamentally have. So give some thought to those 3. Your core values, your aspirational values, and your right to play or your qualifying values. And we'll catch up with you next week. If any of this resonated with you and you'd like some help with it, do feel free to get in touch. Drop me an email at mike@thinkright.co.nz or 0272 987 523 or our website www.thinkright.co.nz.